with population growth here, with our housing shortage, is affordability now a reality? Will it be a reality in the future in this state?
Yeah, it's not right now. I mean, I think I saw a Salt Lake Tribune report, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. Basically, I think 5% of housing that's built today would actually, or maybe 10%, that people earning median income can even afford. So no, housing is not affordable in Utah. Utah is, depends on what you list, but somewhere around the 8th most expensive housing state in the country. And if you look at blue and red states, we're the top red state in terms of housing price. And so we really kind of stick out like a sore thumb in terms of housing affordability in the state. Because the only solution is supply, it's possible that we can definitely have housing affordability again, but it needs to be a collective effort from cities and towns and the state to provide opportunities for more supply, and that's really the only solution. I also think we'll see some technological advances, potentially some reduction in regulation and other things that will help create some affordability. Interest rates will come down, but we've kind of seen that's a double-edged sword because, as interest rates come down, prices tend to move up. I think if interest rates don't come down too fast, I think, if interest rates went to 2% tomorrow, we'd see an explosion in pricing. But I think if they come down slowly and steadily, hopefully it doesn't lead to that huge explosion in pricing that we saw in 2020 and 21. But really, at the end of the day, it's going to have to be building more homes. And if our legislature and governor and local cities and communities get serious about it and take ownership of this problem, then it can happen. But if they don't, it won't.
This might be a temporary or very small percentage of a shortage fix. But what about families moving into, like, two families moving into one home, right?
Yeah.
There's a housing shortage that, you solve two families shortage problem by moving them into one home, and that solves the income problem.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. So, but if I had to move in with the family and my kids, I don't think it would last that long. That is certainly, and that's where you look at a housing shortage that we have today. 50,000 short. We don't have 50,000 people on the streets.
Yeah.
We have 50,000 potential families who are doubling up, or 30-year-old single kids that haven't moved out of the house, or whatever it is. That's where the housing shortage is the people doubling up or finding other solutions, or not creating households that they want to otherwise or would normally create. But yeah, that's going to be part of it is also we're seeing ADUs that being built. Those haven't, I think, been as effective as hoped. I think they're more expensive than people thought they would be. And
the construction or the
construction, tying into your sewer line and like really. Like if you're building a new home, it's quite a bit easier. But if you're going to try and retrofit an ADU, in a Salt Lake property, and the sewer lines on the other side of the property or in the front yard, and you got to dig up the driveway. It just the numbers add up pretty quick. And when people calculate what they're going to get on rent, it's hard to justify a lot of those numbers.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so I think ADUs potentially become more of a solution. ADU is I'm blanking on it, but a dwelling unit. What am I saying?
Accessory.
Thank you. It's like alternate. I'm like, that's not ADU is accessory dwelling unit. So like building a unit in the backyard. So that's, I think a potential part of the solution, but I think it really is just going to have to be supply.